guys? Welcome to Kick Back and Chill. I'm your host, Dan YC, and we the only show where you can kick back, relax, and have some fun here in Midtown, New York City. I'm super excited because this guest I'm about to bring out is an artist from Jersey who's known for many things. Plus, first time at the function, he's going to hit the stage later on today, and his album, Sleeveless Season, is out now. Show some love for No Sleeves.
You wanna see this what I do when I got
Please. What's up, Dave? What's going on, man?
Have a seat.
Of course.
What's going on, man?
What's up, Dave?
I'm doing well. You know, it's crazy. It's so crazy to know that we know mutual people, Cage, Cash, and Young Benny, the whole crew, man. But I'm excited to have you. You know, welcome. You're an artist. Well, before we really jump into it, we got to talk about, because I haven't seen you, we have to talk about the album Sleeveless Season, out now. Before we get into like the whole project, man, I'm curious, why do they call you No Sleeves? Like, where did this name come from?
I love this story. So back in high school, I was like really chubby freshman year, and like I just couldn't go about like the hallways like just rocking like t-shirts or like long shirts, whatever. So I used to wear like a North Face, but then have like tank tops underneath, like really baggy tank tops. And some girl one day was just like, just out the blue, like, Dom No Sleeves, and I'm like, hold up, I like that. So all throughout high school, my Instagram handle was Dom No Sleeves. And like throughout high school, people would just be like, oh, Dom No Sleeves. And then by the time I went to college and started working with artists and stuff like that, I just kind of cut the Dom out and just became No Sleeves.
I like that. You know, adding your own little creativity, man. That's dope. That's dope. So now, No Sleeves, you're an artist, but prior to the project Sleeveless Season, you know, you was a videographer, right? How has that transition from being a videographer to becoming a recording artist? I mean, you're around a bunch of artists, whether that's hip, you know, rap, pop, whatever genre it is. Well, how was that transition like, and how did you have to deal with it?
Yeah, I mean, that was always the end goal from what I realized like very early into recording rappers and artists and stuff like that. It was a dream that I had since I was like a kid, you know, but I just never really had the connections. I never knew like how to begin that process. I was always into art, but more so like theater, dancing, singing. So like that's where my like network of people were at the time, you know what I mean? And then yeah, around the time I was like 18 going to college, I met like a bunch of rappers like that lived kind of like close by where I lived, and you know, yeah, like you said, like being with them all the time and like, you know, going to their studio sessions, recording them. I was doing vlogs for them, music videos, everything. And it kind of brought me back to a few years prior where I'm like, wow, like this is what I wanted to do. So it was always kind of the goal. I just need to find the right time in which to transition. Even though I would do music videos, I never really considered myself like an ace cinematographer. Even going to film school, I was more of like a director, writer. But like sometimes you work with artists that like think you can do everything. You know, you're supposed to do the cinematography, the editing, the directing, the right, and like
that's not like that.
That's not how the film industry works. So why would it also be applied to music videos? You know, but it was like hard to explain out a lot.
So just because the person's filming behind the camera, they're not the director.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the director could just be the person who's basically like executing the shots. You know, telling the cinematographer, the director of photography, hey, like, you know, get this positioning, get this, whatever. They might make the shot list for the cinematographer to follow. That might be their job as well. So for me, you know, going to film school in tandem with doing the music videos, it was kind of difficult because you have like some artists that don't understand that aspect, and then, you know, you have others that do, and it just got complicated explaining after a while where I was like, I'll just do everything, like whatever. But, you know, my heart...
Cause they're just like, you gonna do it or not?
Yeah, my heart lies more so with like the writing and directing, and like what I like about being an artist now is I'm able to write and direct my own music videos and then have my friends, you know, or, you know, collaborators like film them. And we, you know, we'll get together, I'll write the shot list, I'll write the treatment, whatever, and then the cinematographer who happen, you know, most of the time they happen to be like close friends of mine from college, like they'll...
Oh, perfect.
They'll already know what to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our process working together in college kind of, you know, expanded, you know, outside as well, so.
Yeah. What would you say was your first client for like the videographer, as a videographer?
It was actually the person who films majority of my music videos, Kevin Lynn. His brother is in a J-rock band.
Okay.
From New Jersey, from like Central Jersey. So my first music video wasn't even a rap video, it was like J-rock. And it was interesting. It was like, not like the genre that I listened to personally, but it was cool, it was a vibe. And it was a band first and foremost, you know, so that I felt, if I can do a band and have, you know, multiple people, multiple instruments, setups, whatever, bring drums in this location, you know, packing them away and stuff, then like rappers shouldn't be that big of a problem, you know. If anything, like it made it easier transitioning and just thinking of certain ideas, you know, to place rappers because you're just dealing with one person, you know, versus a whole band setup.
Okay, cool. I know, I guess I was looking at it from a different standpoint. I was like, yo, this is a great hustle for you. It's like, you went to film school, you know artists, you know what I'm saying? You have a camera, so it's nothing to pick up clients, to pick up the clientele along the way. And you definitely did a successful job with it. You know, you did most of Cash videos, you did a couple of artists as well. So, you know, major congrats to you. I understand, you know, you transitioned to a different step, but I feel like it's good to have it always in the back of your hand because maybe you can film your own music videos.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And I feel like today's industry has changed so much with social media and AI as well, unfortunately. I'm kind of curious to know, do you feel like AI is gonna possibly remove the videographers out of the way, or do you feel like they'll still be around? It's just AI would just be like somewhat of a helpful tool.
I hope that's not the case because I mean, you know, I always think about this and, you know, you can't replace like the heart and soul of working with a real life person with AI, with robotics, with all that. I mean, like, there are helpful additions to AI, I feel. I mean, I know a few people who've used them for like cover art and stuff like that, but at the same time, like, you know, there's people that are graphic designers that like, you know, study in school for it, or even if they don't, like just do it on their own time, that are like way more talented, put way more heart and soul into it. And I just feel like that's really where it should stand, you know? I mean, for certain things, I don't know specifically where AI would come in use. Like I said, I know people who've used it for certain things, but at the end of the day, I would rather work with like a real person who like has a real soul and heart behind it, someone who, you know, if I do need edits on a cover art, on a music video, on whatever, I can go to them and have that like one-to-one connection, you know, versus a program that
may not understand the true you and, you know, and the idea and vision behind it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, enough of the videographer. Let's talk about the artist. My bad.
No,
I'm
you're
just
good.
sorry. I just needed the background.
Of course.
Sleeveless season out now. This year it will make 2 years.
Yes.
I know the years go by quick.
They do.
You know, talk about that body of work. I actually like it. The first song I heard from you was Evil Season. I like how you manipulated with evil, but just talk about that project and how was that creativity, like being that this was your first project and you always been on the other side of creativity when it came to the camera?
Yeah, it was a beautiful process, and luckily, like, it all just kind of came together like writing a script, you know what I mean? So that film background, again, like being implemented there, you know, like I said, the beginning goal from the get-go was to eventually delve into music. It was just finding the right point. And along the way, I just run into, you know, so many producers, engineers, artists.
Now
that,
you're
you know,
really, now
okay,
you're on the artist side now.
Yeah, kind of, you know, feeling like DJ Khaled in a way, kind of cultivating, you know, just connections and everybody, you know, who can do their specific thing that they're very talented in. So, I mean, all the features on that project were artists that I had previously, like, worked with on the video side of things. All the producers I knew personally. And that was something I really wanted to get across to, was just like,
I
you
love
know.
the cover art too.
The cover art? Yeah, that cover art, the picture was actually taken by my friend Phil Iglesias, who's featured on How You Breathe, who plays the guitar. So like, you know, it was just, I wanted this to be a very personal experience and bringing in artists of all varieties that have all these talents and that I've grown close connections with. I even did an album release party that same year, and like, my lineup consisted of like all my closest friends that I had, you know, built up as clientele at first, that then, you know, like Cash performed there. And yeah, it was just like a great process. You know, I spent a couple months locked in with my friend Flawless. And
how long did it take for the project?
The first song, like conceptually was back in 2019. So the project released in 2022. The first song I wrote was in 2019. And then from there, really like the middle of 2021, filming the music video for Evil Dreams onward, I was like kind of locked in just doing it until we released it in May of 2022. So we did a whole actual rollout for Evil Dreams where it was all black and white, and it was like a whole like bloody heart aesthetic and whatnot. So I was doing like interviews in that outfit. I was doing the music video visualizer, like all the stuff for that, and then just dropped the project like right after, and then did the show in tandem with it.
Okay. I like it though. I like it, and I feel like, you know, you and your friends did an amazing job. I love the Evil Dreams music video.
Thank you.
Like, I mean, you have creativity from being a videographer, so I'm pretty sure like it wasn't hard to really come up with a concept and everything, because you're known for doing treatments and writing things up. So major congrats to you.
Thank you.
I'm kind of curious, you know, now as an artist, you know, a lot of artists encounter a lot of BS right? I'm curious to know, have you encountered it so far, or do you feel like it's coming, or do you feel like everything's been smooth, being that you've been around a bunch of artists from Jersey and you have those bonds as well?
Yeah, everything's been pretty smooth, and I'm aware, like, you know, as you get deeper into the industry, you know, BS cultivates and whatnot. There's definitely been like moments, but like nothing that's really derailed me or made me feel like, oh, like I'm not meant to be doing this. I remember when I made the decision to transition into music, I like called each of my clients who I was, you know, very close friends with, and was like on the phone. I'm very like, I can be very emotional and stuff like that. So I was just
no,
like,
that's fine.
I just hope, you know, I'm like, I hope you understand what I'm trying to do here, like this and that. And like everybody was just like, dude, you're good. Like we kind of saw this coming, and everybody was like really supportive of that transition. So like, you know, there was no like problems that I was really running into. Everybody who I've met, you know, has been so, like so supportive, and you know, just creatively as well, we've been on the same like aspect and everything. So I can't really complain. I've been very blessed to have like the circle of people that I have, honestly.
Oh man, listen, I know you about to hit the stage next to the function, man. I'm super excited, can't wait. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, cool, man. My dog Sleeves about to hit the stage next, so keep it locked and stay tuned.